Hello girls and guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RoboThoughts Zero to Hero series Vision Intelligence on Jetson Nano. Alright guys, we are on lesson number 7 and in this lesson I am going to show you how to install a very professional IDE. Okay, now you might be wondering, hey, what's the difference between professional IDE and any other IDE? Well, in my previous series, that's Python basics, which I taught you using Linux terminal, we used an IDE called Nano, okay, Nano, Nano. So that IDE it's typically a vintage IDE, but that's an excellent IDE for any newcomers who are getting into the field of AI, machine learning, robotics and stuff, and who had never seen a Linux terminal at all. So that's the best IDE where I taught you how to use the terminal commands, Control O, Control X, save the Python file, save the file in Python format, and then go to the terminal and again execute the Python file to see the output, right? So that gives you a pretty good hands-on experience on the terminal. Now, as we advance more and more, the Nano IDE doesn't support creating folders and multiple scripts and stuff like that, so it doesn't really work. So I personally prefer an IDE called PyCharm. Okay, I'm sure you might have come across everywhere all over the world. So PyCharm is pretty good for it's designed specifically for Python. However, I really struggled a lot to install PyCharm in Jetson Nano, right? I also tried in Jetson Xavier, but for some reason that package was not compatible at all, and there were a lot of errors. I tried to build from the source and kind of thing. You guys, if you want, you can give a try, but somehow it didn't work for me. However, I tried Visual Studio, and I found a couple of helper programs in NVIDIA developer forum that really helped me to install Microsoft's Visual Studio IDE in Jetson Nano as well as in Xavier NX, which worked pretty well, and it's almost as good as PyCharm in terms of the UI and the user interface and the tabs and stuff like that. It's pretty user friendly, and it was very convenient in building the Python scripts and vision based applications. It was easy to code, and the interpreter comes inbuilt, so you can select any kind of interpreter in between, right? So I'll show you how to install Visual Studio IDE. Guys, if any of you are successful in installing PyCharm, do let me know, because I really worked hard to try to troubleshoot bunch of stuff to start building from source, to install PyCharm, but I just gave it up, and finally I moved to Visual Studio. Alright guys, so in this lesson I'll show you just two commands, which is pretty lengthy command, guys, so I wouldn't prefer typing it, though I hate copying the command and pasting it, but sometimes you don't have an option, right? You got to copy and paste and try to execute it. So the first command is basically a helper program for Visual Studio. It's called curl, C-U-R-L. Okay, it's a very lengthy command, and you have to copy that and paste it. I'm going to leave that command in the description below or in my GitHub account, and there is a section of GitHub. I'm going to share that particular section in this particular video description as well, so you can get in there, copy that particular helper file called curl, the command called curl, and put it on your Jetson Nano terminal. Let me just open up my Jetson Nano and let me just give you a glimpse of how that command looks like. So this is the command, guys. It's pretty lengthy. It starts with curl, okay, curl space -i. So do not forget the space and stuff like that. That's going to throw up error. It's not going to accept. So I suggest copy this entire command from curl -l space -l till .deb. Okay, put this on your terminal, hit enter. It should take a couple of minutes to run this helper program. Once that is done, go to the next command. So this is going to compile your package, okay, the sudo dpkg. All right, this is going to compile your Visual Studio code specially designed for the Linux operating system, especially for the edge computing devices like Jetson Nano. Okay, so once this is done, what you got to do once you finish this successfully, what you need to do is, I will show you. You need to go to this particular tab, this particular icon, which is basically to search for whatever the application exists on your Jetson Nano. So what you need to do is type code, CODE. All right, there you go. Can you see this particular icon, code OSS? Yes, that is your Visual Studio IDE. You have to just drag and drop it on your desktop, on your the file, wherever you feel comfortable. Ideally you should keep it on your desktop. Okay, on your Jetson Nano desktop, guys, don't get confused. So once you are done with that, I would say run a reboot. Okay, reboot your Jetson Nano and it's gonna come up fresh, and then you can see this particular icon on your desktop. Okay, this is your Visual Studio Code icon, and then we will start working on bunch of programs and stuff like that using Visual Studio hereafter. Alright guys, so let's see how far we have reached, guys. So we have we have completed about 7 lessons now, and in the past 6 lessons I taught you how to set up the environment on your Jetson Nano, which should be ready for any kind of machine learning, your deep learning, computer vision, overall artificial intelligence, right? So you have run bunch of commands, and you had installed bunch of helper programs, and you had installed bunch of open source Python libraries, and you are all set now. Your test bed should be completely ready, including the Visual Studio IDE, right? Okay guys, once this is done, if you come across any problem, do leave a comment below or reach out to me on email. I will be glad to help you. And that's it for this lesson. I'm going to be back soon. We are going to straight away jump into the IDE and start working on some algorithms and programs and stuff, and that's going to get very interesting, and it's going to get a little complex, but do not worry. I'm going to explain one by one as best as possible. The way I learned, I'm going to teach you the same way. All right guys, until then, see you. Bye bye.